Hi, this is Tim with RCNewb.com, and today I want to give you a little bit of an overview of two different shocks from Boom Racing. And these shocks are specific to the Axial Wraith. I suppose you could put them on other vehicles, but I'm going to put them on my Axial RR10 Bomber. The reason for the shock upgrade or swap out is purely cosmetic. The look and feel of these shocks is going to closer match the overall theme that I'm going to be transforming this machine into down the road. It will be a slow transformation, but I wanted to start, I guess, from the ground up and work my way up to the top. And I'll give you a little teaser on what that overall theme is going to be a little bit later on in this video. I've done shock upgrades before in the past for some of my other vehicles. My Traxxas Slash, I'd purchased some ProLine PowerStroke shocks and really enjoyed using those. My Jeep Axial SDX10 Jeep currently runs ProLine's PowerStroke scalar shocks. I really enjoy those. The adjustability is terrific. But for this vehicle, I wanted to go in a little bit different direction, and I wanted to go with a little bit different look. Boom Racing, I haven't had a lot of experience with their products. I do have Boom Racing wheels on my SCX10, and I do enjoy those quite a bit. I like the look, and I like the additional weight that they give the vehicle. But as far as other options and other upgrades, I really haven't done much with Boom Racing products. So these have been my second and third Boom Racing upgrade products that I've purchased. The shocks that I'm specifically going to be putting on my RR10 Bomber are the Type E shock, and that's the external coil shock, and the Type I shock, and that's the internal spring shock. These are purely for look. I'm not going to lie to you. I like the look, and I think they're going to help out in the overall theme that I'm going for, like I had mentioned earlier. I've already taken one of these sets of Type E shocks out and have them mounted on the front just to get an idea of how they look. Performance-wise, they seem to be a little bit stiffer, but I think I may have put more shock oil into the shocks than what was in the stock shocks to begin with. Now, I have heard from and read quite a bit of first-hand reports from other RR10 Bomber owners that either A, they were having shocks leak, or B, the shocks came from the factory with little to no oil in them. I did notice a little bit of oil leakage when I was taking the stock shocks off of my vehicle. After putting these new ones on, I can tell that they are a little bit stiffer. Definitely stiffer than those in the back. So I guess my plan is to just run them as they are and make adjustments and make tweaks as I go along. Now, the nice thing about these Type E shocks, flip them around, top side down, they are adjustable. So they do have that nice adjustability. The stock shocks had the same adjustability as well, which was very nice. I just didn't really care for the blue look, and these give a nice, just an overall nice appearance, a little bit of rugged appearance. I did go with the gunmetal gray color, and you can see the gold accents, the gold piston rod or shock shaft, and the gold eyelets. But otherwise, I think it looks really nice on the front end. A little bit difficult to imagine what the whole thing will look like in the end. I guess giving you a little bit more of a sneak preview. Ultimately, this whole thing will be black. It will have possibly more paneling on it, or panels on it, and it's going to be a bat-themed bat bomber. As far as why I'm going this route, I don't know. I've been on a Batman kick as of late. This will be my driver. I'm Batman. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this. It's still going to be a loose enough machine to where I can go out and bash it a little bit, jump over some things, but I am planning a totally new interior. I think I will try my hand at a custom interior, a handmade interior that I'm planning on building with styrene. Well, we'll see how that goes. Full disclosure, I've never worked with styrene before. I've been brushing up on my research on that material, and I'm excited to see what I'm able to do with it. As far as the panels, I guess looking down the road, I'm either going to spray these black. This is just a vinyl wrap that I put on it, and actually it's a vinyl sheet or roll from Cricut, and I picked that up at Hobby Lobby or Joann Fabrics or some another local hobby shop, crafting store, I should say. And that, I guess, I wanted to get a general idea of how this thing would look black, or matte black, before I went ahead and sprayed everything. As you can tell, or might be able to tell from, there's a little bit of damage. I did roll this thing a couple times outside, and it's gotten a couple scrapes and scuffs along the way. So this vinyl is not the perfect solution for a finished product, but it's a nice way to just do a quick wrap and get a quick idea of what a vehicle might look like with a different color change. So again, I'm either going to spray these or get replacement Lexan panels, or I may look towards a Carter Fab style aluminum panel, or something along those lines. I have seen quite a few folks that have installed those on their machines, and I do like the way those look. So that part of it's up in the air. So again, the interior is going to be custom. I'm going to add some more paneling on the outside of the vehicle in one way, shape, or form, and then we'll do the shocks. I may or may not do something with the tires and wheels. That's still up in the air as well. But this is going to be a slow build-out process. I don't want to have this thing up on jack stands for too long. I do enjoy driving this thing quite a bit, and I want to have the as much opportunity to get out and drive it around as I possibly can. So getting back to the shocks. So these are the Type E shocks, and those will go in the back. And then additionally, again, primarily for looks, I'm going to mount these Type I shocks directly in back. There are positions to mount additional shocks in the back on the RR10 Bomber, which I like, and I've seen people do, quad shocks in the back and quad shocks in the front, and just have a tremendous looking setup. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to go. I will not put oil in these shocks. I'm just going to run them as they are, more or less. And on these, I'm going to put as little oil as possible in them, just enough to lubricate the internal workings of the shock. Again, I like how soft the back shocks are now in the stock configuration, and I am noticing there is a definite difference in the amount of pressure that I have to apply on the front end. So I may end up bleeding these shocks out a little bit to get them a little bit softer, or adjusting those spring settings a little bit as well. So really, that does it for the shock overview. I like the way these shocks look. They were really easy to install. I mean, the shock install is a shock install. I will definitely do a follow-up video after I've got everything installed and after I've given it a little bit of a run through outside. I can't say enough about the Bomber. It has been a pleasant surprise. I'm very happy I picked this vehicle up. Give you a little bit better idea of what those shocks look like on the front. And it does come with a number of different adjustment or mounting locations. So I may play around with that a little bit too. Ideally, I would like to get this whole machine down a little bit lower, or at least lower the center of gravity. I have noticed it is a very flip-happy vehicle. The tires do have a lot of grip, and definitely with that 20-turn motor, I'm putting a lot more speed, or carrying a lot more speed into my corners and into my turning as I was with the stock 35-turn motor. So once I get that all sorted out, I'm really excited to see what this vehicle is going to end up looking like. I have some fun things planned for the interior of the vehicle itself. Um, and just, yeah, I'm looking forward to keeping this project a little bit loose, but yet still giving it some scale appeal, um, and making it match the Dark Knight. So if you want to see more videos like this, do check out the RCNewb YouTube channel, or check out RCNewb.com for articles, reviews, news, anything you can imagine having to do with RC cars. We try to educate you as much as possible, whether you are just getting into the hobby or whether have been involved in it for quite some time. Until next time, you guys keep those batteries charged up and enjoy your awesome hobby.